Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff's woes continue. Cincinnati Open loss highlights big problem. Tennis is a tricky sport to predict. Every point counts, and the clock barely matters. You never know when the tables will turn. It's truly a game of luck and overall skill. Right now, Coco Gauff might need all the luck she can get. After her triumphant battle against world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka to win the French Open, many hailed Gauff as the next big thing. But since then, the American sensation hasn't had much success. Right now, she just wrapped up her run at the Cincinnati Open with a quarterfinal exit against Jasmine Paolini. On Friday, the Italian showed no mercy as she fired cylinders and served well throughout the match. Although there was a moment in the third set where Paolini rolled her ankle, she still persevered to seal a 2-6, 6-4, 6-3 victory against the world number 2. But what stood out was Coco's errors in the match. Gauff struggled with consistency, racking up 16 double faults, far more than Paolini's 2, and managing a first serve percentage of just 54%. Gauff also tallied 62 unforced errors, compared to Paolini's 44, with these error totals playing a critical role in her defeat. And this isn't the first time after her Roland Garros when the American has shown this level of inconsistency. A look at Coco Gauff's errors in recent matches. What began as a disappointing first-round exit in Berlin quickly turned into a similar fate at Wimbledon, crushing her hopes of pulling off the coveted Channel Slam. She seemed to pick up some momentum in Montreal, but not without recurring errors stealing the spotlight. Her serve, in particular, stumbled in the opener against Danielle Collins. She smashed 23 double faults and managed just a 53% first serve percentage. The struggles didn't stop there. Against 18-year-old Victoria Mboko, Gauff again faltered with 6 double faults and 24 unforced errors, painting a picture of inconsistency that's been tough to shake lately. But has it always been this rocky? Sadly, her serve troubles have lingered over the past couple of seasons. Last year was especially tough. After winning the ASB Classic early on, she went without a match win until the China Open in September. Ouch! And that's a rough look for someone who snagged the US Open title just a year before. Adding fuel to the fire, tennis legend Rennie Stubbs weighed in on Gauff's serve woes during the Rennie Stubbs Tennis Podcast on August 5th. While she gushed about all the great things Coco's been doing as a rising star, Stubbs couldn't hold back on the serve critique. But my God, like her serve, I don't understand why now she has literally 2 coaches. Nothing has changed on her serve, like the ball toss is so far ahead of her on the second serve. Currently, Gauff is coached by Matt Daly and Jean-Christophe Forel, but the serve chaos remains an open question. Let's see how she's done in previous years ahead of the US Open. Coco Gauff's Cincinnati Open and US Open run previously. Gauff's 2024 Cincinnati Open run was a tough pill to swallow. She crashed out in the first round in a grueling 3-set battle against Yulia Putintseva, losing 4-6, 6-2, 4-6. The scoreline doesn't tell the whole story. Gauff was plagued by 50 unforced errors and 9 double faults. Her first serve percentage lingered at a shaky 56%. Putintseva, ranked 34th, relentlessly targeted Gauff's forehand and ultimately outplayed the defending Grand Slam champ. Reflecting on the match, Gauff admitted, "I feel like I have to work on consistency overall." She planned to regroup before taking on the hard courts at Flushing Meadows. At the 2024 US Open, sharing the spotlight as the defending champion, Gauff's journey was a roller coaster. She powered through the early rounds, sweeping Varvara Gracheva in straight sets with an ace count of 10, managing 6 double faults, and holding down a solid 64% first serve. Next up was Tatiana Maria, a straight-set victory again, but this time with a rough patch with 9 double faults and a much weaker 44% first serve. The matches started getting tighter, with Gauff battling through a 3-set thriller against Alina Svitolina. She cut down her double faults to just 4 and nudged her first serve percentage to 55%, showing some promise despite the pressure. Unfortunately, the magic didn't last. Gauff was ousted in the round of 16 by Emma Navarro, losing in 3 sets. Her serving troubles flared back up, with a staggering 19 double faults and a first serve percentage dipping to 46%. Overall, 2024 was a mixed bag for Gauff, with moments of brilliance shadowed by glaring inconsistencies, especially on serve. But was it the same in the year before? Coco's exemplary run to her first Slam title. Her 2023 Cincinnati Open run was a showcase of power and persistence. In the final, she matched 16 winners, with an equal number of unforced errors, but broke Karolina Muchova 5 times to seal the victory. Her double fault stayed low throughout, just one against Maya Sharif, 5 versus Linda Noskova, and a steady count in later matches, all with a first serve hovering around the mid-50s. Her quarterfinal and semifinal wins had their share of challenges, including 6 double faults against Iga Swiatek. Yet she held firm on a 56% first serve rate. In the final, 5 double faults and a 63% first serve percentage were enough to close the deal. She then rode that momentum straight to New York. At the 2023 U.S. Open, Gauff kept her double faults under 6 every match, and her first serve peaked at a strong 69% against Laura Siegemund in R1. This blend of aggression and control helped her capture her first U.S. Open title, proving that when she's on, she's unstoppable. This season, Coco Gauff has played a total of 44 matches. She won 33 and lost 11. However, there's a downside. Over 13 tournaments, she committed 293 double faults. Despite this, she clinched the title at the French Open and made finals appearances in Rome and Madrid. The big question now is, will she overcome these technical challenges before heading to New York? It was a humid evening in Cincinnati, the kind that stuck to your skin and made every bounce of the ball feel heavier, slower. The lights over center court beamed down like interrogators. The crowd, once electrified by Coco Gauff's promise and presence, now murmured with uncertainty. She stood at the baseline, sweat glistening on her brow, eyes narrowed. Across the net, her opponent bounced with the buoyancy of belief, something Coco seemed to have misplaced somewhere between the clay of Paris and the hard courts of North America. It wasn't just a loss. It was another chapter in a troubling narrative. The scoreline 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 didn't reflect the deeper unraveling. And as Coco packed up her bag, avoiding the camera's gaze, there was no racket smash, no overt frustration, just silence, acceptance. Because Coco Gauff, the prodigy, the world number 3, the U.S. Open champion, the one anointed as Serena's heir, knew the truth. Something wasn't right. The rise was meteoric. Flashback 5 years, Wimbledon, 2019. A 15-year-old Gauff stunned Venus Williams, setting off a fireworks display of hope. She wasn't just good, she was special. Charisma, court awareness, speed, power, the full package. She talked like a seasoned pro, moved like a panther, and handled the spotlight like she was born in it. By 2023, she silenced her critics with a masterful run at the U.S. Open, claiming her first Grand Slam and sending Arthur Ashe Stadium into euphoria. America had its star. Sponsors rejoiced. Nike rolled out new campaigns. Tennis had its future. But that's the thing about the future, it keeps arriving. And sometimes, it demands answers faster than a 120 miles per hour serve. The big problem, tactical identity crisis. Cincinnati didn't mark the beginning of Gauff's woes. It merely confirmed a worrying pattern. Since her U.S. Open triumph, Coco has posted a string of early exits. 4th round at the Australian Open, 3rd round at Roland Garros, a quarterfinal stumble at Wimbledon, and now another premature departure on home soil. What's going wrong? The answer, according to several former pros and analysts, tactical identity, or a lack thereof. She's got every tool, former champion Tracy Austin said recently, but she doesn't seem to know when to use which one. Gauff's forehand, always her Achilles heel, remains inconsistent. Opponents attack it relentlessly, knowing she often resorts to looping, defensive shots rather than dictating. Her serve, once a weapon, has become erratic under pressure. And most worryingly, her decision-making mid-rally has begun to waver. She's caught between aggression and safety, remarked ESPN analyst Darren Cahill. When you don't fully commit to either, you lose the point and the match. The coaching carousel. The tactical uncertainty may be tied to another issue, Coaching instability. Gauff has rotated through several coaching setups in the past 2 years. After a successful stint with Per Reba and Brad Gilbert in 2023, cracks began to appear. Reba exited quietly. Gilbert took a more consulting role. Then came new voices, each with fresh philosophies. She's 21, and she's already had more coaches than some players have in a career, a former WDA coach noted. That messes with your head. There's no continuity, no core system to fall back on. Cincinnati revealed the symptoms. In key moments, Gauff looked to her box for answers and found none. Her body language screamed confusion. Her game plan, if it existed, dissolved under pressure. The weight of expectation. There's also the burden of being Coco. She isn't just a tennis player. She's a cultural icon, a role model, a face on billboards. She's expected to inspire, advocate, win, smile, all while navigating the turbulence of early adulthood. In her press conference after the Cincinnati loss, Gauff didn't lash out. She was reflective, maybe too reflective. "I'm trying to figure things out," she said softly. "Tennis is mental. I know I have the game. I just need to put it all together again." It wasn't defiance. It wasn't despair. It was the voice of someone searching for her center. A fork in the road. This isn't the end for Coco Gauff. Far from it. But the Cincinnati Open may mark a critical inflection point. She can continue down the current path, where expectations, coaching changes, and mental fatigue swirl together, or she can pause, reset, and make tough decisions. Many greats have faced similar crossroads. Federer rebuilt his backhand. Djokovic transformed his diet, his fitness, his serve. Even Serena, Gauff's idol, took time to refine her game, surround herself with the right team, and control the narrative. Coco is young, but not new. And in tennis, youth buys time, but not forever. The path forward. So what does Gauff need? Technical refinement. The forehand issue isn't going away. She needs to overhaul it, not patch it. That means long hours, muscle memory rebuilding, maybe even a new hitting coach specialized in biomechanics. Coaching stability. Find one coach. Believe in them. Build a system. Tennis history shows the power of long-term partnerships. Think Lendl Murray or Cahill Halep. Tactical identity. Is she an aggressive baseliner? A counterpuncher? A serve and volley surprise artist? Right now, she's a hybrid with no clear identity. She needs to define her game style and own it, even if it means losing in the short term. Mental recharge. Gauff has carried immense pressure since she was 15. A short break, away from the spotlight, the cameras, the expectations, could help her rediscover joy in the game. Filtering the noise. Not every opinion matters. Not every tweet needs a reply. Gauff must protect her mental space fiercely. Surround herself with people who remind her who she is, not what she represents. The story's not over. Coco Gauff is still one of the most electrifying players in the world. Her movement, her backhand, her ability to summon crowds and command stadiums. None of that has faded. But talent isn't enough at the top level. Tennis is a game of margins, identity, and self-belief. Right now, Gauff is drifting, but drifting isn't drowning. Sometimes, a loss like Cincinnati is what it takes. Sometimes, pain is the price of progress. And maybe, just maybe, this chapter will become the fuel for the comeback. Because the story of Coco Gauff isn't a tragedy. It's a work in progress. And if she can confront the big problem head-on, with honesty, with courage, the next time she walks onto center court, it might not be to silence. It might be to roars.